No worries. Okay, here we go. So give me just 1 second. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself, and then I will allow Drea to introduce herself, and we'll get this process underway. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. Instructions for Humanity. Today, we are going to do a quantum entity removal. We've already done the quantum telepathic reading, and today we're going to remove the attachment that was found. Today, I really hope to not only remove the entity, but to provide the client with a lot of tips and tools so that she does not have to go through this again. So I'm gonna properly introduce myself, and then I'll have Drea go, and then we'll get this process underway. And so, yep, I'm Tahira, Mother of the Ages. I coined myself as a supernatural quantum healer because I do have a direct line with Source, with the universe, with God, if you will, and I'm always receiving messages. A lot of those ways I receive messages is through my clairvoyancies. I do have all the clairs. My strongest clairvoyancies is, of course, the gift of sight, clairvoyant, the gift of knowing, claircognizant, clairsentience, right? And then I do have this sixth sense that I don't believe is has really been talked about, but it's just this awareness that I have to pick up frequencies, right? I'm not sure what you call that, but those frequencies communicate with me and really helps me ground into the energies of whatever attachments or even angelic figures that are around. So this is me in a nutshell. And I'm going to open the floor up for Drea to properly introduce herself now.
Yes. Hey, loves. My name is Drea. I'm finishing up my practicum hours here, but I am a quantum telepathic healer. I specialize in womb healing, um, pretty much breaking just trauma within your ancestry. All that takes place within the womb, that sacral chakra, as well as removing attachments. So
Awesome. Very beautiful. And so, Alexa, my dear, we're going to open the floor for you to just kind of tell us, and we've spoken great detail about your breakup. And just go ahead and we're going to open the floor for you, and we're going to just channel a few more messages as it pertains to the attachment, but just go for it, okay?
Okay, so I don't know exactly where to start, but I am here because I need to believe in something new because my rituals aren't working for me anymore. I did go through a recent breakup. It was a very traumatic breakup for me. We were together for 10 years. And I to be completely transparent, in the beginning of our relationship, I did cheat on my significant other, but that cheat was not because I did not love him or want to be with him. It was more of myself insecurities and what I needed, my love language, what I needed, I wasn't getting. Unfortunately, even after expressing myself several times, what I needed. And when I did cheat, it wasn't like I loved another person or anything like that. It was more of like filling a void or something. My significant other, ex significant other, was never able to get over that, even years and years later. And then he finally told me he needed to leave me because it just wasn't working. He couldn't get over it and he wasn't happy. Me being so empathetic, I'm like, okay, well, if you're not happy, then I want you to be happy. But anyways, I have been a very depressed, negative person since. And even during the end of the relationship, I was a very depressed and negative person where I couldn't pour from an empty cup anymore. Um, and that was unattractive to him, clearly. He wasn't ride or die at that point. So now I need to heal myself. And not just through talk therapy, but I wanted to try this because I need that positive energy.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it. So that's where I'm at right now.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. That was very, very detailed, and I was able to channel a few things that were coming through. And now I'm going to list this off, and please, some of it may just be alarming,
Yeah.
but what I'm seeing is showing it's very weird. It's showing up on the right side of you, however, it is the left. So we could be talking just so that everyone knows the right side of our body's more masculine, the left side's more feminine. However, the right brain is feminine, the left brain is masculine, right? So there's already left brain controls right functions, right brain controls left functions. I'm spotting something here, and I do believe it's coming from right side of the body, but the feminine brain, right? So it's coming from the feminine brain. There is something going on, some sort of mutation in a gene that I'm picking up on. And strange enough, it is I think it's attached to a father wound, because as spirit shows me, there's an empty space in there. So this masculine,
Mhm.
this X that you speak of, I think the reason why even the cheating is because there's an emptiness going on here in your genes. And there has been a father wound, not just from this lifetime, but I think this is something that is carried throughout your genes. I don't know if it's coming from your mother's side of the family or father's side. I think it's a strong mother's side, which is why I'm getting the feminine. It's
Mhm.
a it's a it's a wound, some sort of father wound. And sometimes our love partners, we instinctively want them to fill that gap. But I honestly think that a lot of what happened in the relationship is coming from the trauma that I'm looking at here in your DNA codes. So that's
Mhm.
the first message that I have. Does that resonate with you at all?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think a lot
Okay.
of my expectations from the relationship, especially in the beginning, were to fill a void, you know. Looking back at it, hindsight is 2020. And I guess I was expecting too much, maybe, and my
Mm.
significant other didn't have it in him to give me what I was expecting, and I shouldn't have put those expectations on him. But
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing I'm getting too, I'm hearing spot, and I think we spoke about the condition that you have. Can you just go ahead and give me that name again? I want to bring that up so that
oh,
Drea can see it.
the costochondritis in the rib cage, which is when the cartilage misaligns and it's able to
Hmm.
crack, and yeah, it can
Yeah, and
cause
I'm
chest pain and
yeah, I am hearing the word spot, and I want to show what that looks like for people.
yeah.
Um, so in our last session, when I was doing the spiritual diagnosis, I was actually seeing all of these little spots. Um, if you look at all of this here, these little spots on the rib cage, I actually saw that spiritually, and it's still coming up here. So as you talk about your ex, I want you to understand that it's a direct correlation with the spots that you have with this, with this ailment is a direct correlation with not just your ex, but the masculine wound that you're
Hmm.
carrying. So we want to clear that up. I also heard dot, which is spot, complaint, and now this is really strange, terrorist. I
Wow.
heard that. And I feel that it's your own DNA being at war
Okay.
with
Yeah.
yourself. Because when I was tapping into DNA expression, I heard that. And I feel like there's a tug of war, right? So really what we're healing today is not necessarily a broken heart. It's something going on deep within your genes that actually you are the carrier and you are the one that has gone through a level of pain to get to this moment for this part of your DNA to be expressed because you are the person that is supposed to bring healing to it. And
Mhm.
the beauty about what we're going to do here today is once you heal it within yourself, everyone else who shares that same DNA sequence, it actually gets updated within them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's how it works because we are nothing more than our mother's information,
Mhm.
fathers. So I want you to understand some of this that you're carrying is not your own, but you, of course, it's part of you.
Right.
And when you blend your feelings and emotions, it
Mhm.
very much becomes cemented within your own essence as well.
It makes
So
sense.
yeah, so we're gonna help all of that today. And yeah, I'll let Drea go now.
Yes, I had wrote some things down. I went to the heart first because you had said heartbreak, and I just feel like your heart really just needs some nourishment. I just feel like within your heart, I'm just seeing it where it's just like it's needing water, right? It's just needing that nourishment, and the water really represents essentially the divine feminine. So I don't know if
Mhm.
you work more in your masculine energy a lot, but I just feel like your heart needs, it just needs that nourishment. It needs that water. It needs to be nurtured. And I don't know if you've ever felt taken care of in a sense. Like I just feel like maybe you've because there's a lot of parts of yourself that you've abandoned. And
Yeah.
I went straight to the womb. And when I looked at the womb, like this is a visual, um, I literally just seen like a beautiful waterfall that was just destroyed. And like the ground has like has been damaged. Like it just seems like this was a beautiful, beautiful paradise once. And it destroyed itself in a sense within
Hmm.
that womb space. And it's been abandoned, it's been neglected. So
Hmm.
more so I just feel like sometimes we look outside of ourselves externally for other people to validate and give us all the things that we need. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? To be that
Hmm.
nourishment. So I just feel like right now you're at a time, since this is a pivotal time in your life of change, since in 10 years, that's you know, that's like the Wheel of Fortune card in tarot when I think of it. Just change, just a new cycle is about to
Yeah.
begin for you. But the healing has to start now so you don't repeat those same patterns because
Hmm.
it's so ancestral and it's deeper than just a surface level issue that you're experiencing right now. So I really we I don't know what ways that have you ever explored ways that you can bring nourishment to yourself and self-care for
Um,
you
in the past, yes.
in the past?
As of recent, in the past few years, I've really lacked that. And to what you said about maybe I haven't been feeling like I've been taken care of. I think that I want to highlight the difference between being taken care of and being provided for. Because I have
Mm,
in my relationship that I had, I was provided for. Like the finances were taken care of. I didn't have to handle those.
mhm,
Things like that. And it's much different, especially in a romantic relationship where there's synergy. You need to take care of each other mentally. Like be there for one another, have that energy. And I just wanted to call the difference because I was provided for, but I was not taken care
taken
of.
care of. Yes,
Yeah.
Mm,
yes.
mm,
Hmm.
Mhm,
You're
mm.
good. You're good.
mhm.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm moving around because I'm trying to plug in my charger. So I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's totally
I didn't want
fine.
to distract you guys. I'm so sorry.
No, no, no. Perfect, perfect.
Mhm.
And this is helping up. This is your energy too.
Yeah.
Your energy is all over.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We're plugged in.
Okay. No
Mhm.
worries. You have anything else, Drea, you want to add here?
No, at this time, no.
Okay. Do you have any teeth pain at all?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Right or left side?
It's my right side.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Any nerve pain there?
Um, I believe so, actually.
Uh-huh.
It's very weird you say this. I have a
Mhm.
tooth in the back that I've had filled from the
Mhm.
dentist, and it's just a problem. No matter
Yeah.
what I do, no matter how many times I go to the dentist, it's just a problem. Even when like I eat on that side, it,
Yeah.
it, it bothers me. Not
Mhm,
excruciating, but it's there for sure, without a doubt. But it's only my right side. My left side does not bother me whatsoever. Um,
Mhm.
and the dentist told me
Yeah.
there's nothing there.
Yeah.
The dentist
It's
said,
a it
Alexa.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's there spiritually. I think this is the access point that this energy has used to attach. And it's funny how you say that it's on your right side. So when I doodle here, I do some automatic writing here. I'm doing this all on my right side. I'll turn it around for you. And it's going to show up here on the left, but when I'm facing it, it is on the right.
Right.
It feels like you have a half umbrella. above you, and then this part is open and susceptible. So when we think about going back to right brain, left brain, right? And we start to really think about the left part of our body is going to be the feminine part, but the left brain is masculine, right? So there is that covering, right? From believe the masculine taking care of certain things, right? The finances, right? Just as you explained. But what was left vulnerable was the feminine part that was not truly being fed and being heard, which is why the cheating happened as well. And the cheating actually created, I'm hearing potholes. It was creating a tear in the soul contract between you and your partner. Um, it was self-induced. Because of the father wound, you self-induced it. Not saying that things didn't go wrong and that he couldn't have done things better. But at the end, when we look down into the DNA template, when the father wound is there, it's like when you have a sore, you start to dig into it when you want to kind of hurt yourself or feel, some people when they cut or they do something, they want to feel alive. So unintentionally, you're doing this to fill that void, and it's deep seated, not just from this lifetime or not just from you. We're looking at an ancestral, kind of DNA templates, what we're looking at. So I say that to say that this opening in your teeth is how the attachments are coming through on the right side. And it just reconfirms to me, going back to the right brain, which is the feminine aspect, has not been totally nurtured in a way that it needs to be.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You have anything, Drea, at the moment before we start scanning?
Yes, I've already been doing a little bit of scanning a little bit there. But I wanted to look at your bladder and your kidneys. Have you had any, issues with that at all, or
Well, not that I'm aware of, at
not that you're
least.
aware of?
I haven't had any blood work or labs done in almost a year. And it's so funny you bring that up because my coworkers, I brought my labs up in my phone, my chart they call it. Last night at work, we were all looking at our labs and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't had blood work in a year. But no,
Mm,
everything was normal last that I
okay.
checked. I don't have any pain or anything in that area. I know I need to drink more water, maybe flush my kidneys more, if
Yeah,
anything. Yeah, I
yeah.
definitely need to drink. I need to drink more water, and that's going to be one of my keystone rituals, if that makes any sense. But
Yeah.
it definitely will be, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And one more
Um,
thing, any migraines that you get at all?
I don't get like chronic migraines. I recently had a
Headache?
headache. I had one headache last week. And I had to
Okay.
actually, I was at work and I had to take Excedrin for it. And it doesn't happen often, but it did happen last week one day. And I was like, oh my
Okay.
God, I can't shake this headache. And I took
Mm,
Excedrin for it. I remember that specifically.
okay.
mhm.
Okay. Okay. But I feel like you have a lot going on in the head space as well. Like there's
Oh,
just
girl,
it's
a
just
lot.
like it's like heavy. You
Whew,
know what I'm saying? It's
you have, it's
so
heavy. It is
it
heavy as heck.
is.
It's the heaviest thing on my body right now. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So that came up in our last session. It feels as if, so I'm going to say this in a way where I think everyone can understand. My sign for just consciousness or divine consciousness, right? When we're talking about your crown chakras, your highest chakra, right? Shows up for me like a triangle, right? You think
Mhm.
about the way a pyramid is built, right? That's what it shows up. Yours is flipped upside down. So what that tells me is that all of those thoughts are cycling back into the body. They're not being filtrated through the crown chakra. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is creating the teeth pain too. The thoughts, the overthinking, and then some of the thoughts are negative. I would not, it's like poison. And because the the nerves communicate, especially anything here in the mouth is really closer to the brain. It communicates. I would not that I wouldn't be surprised. This is what I'm seeing. The cycling back of those thoughts within your body is actually causing this spiritual decay of some sort, but it's creating an opening, right? Because I think we spoke about this the other day. Like energies bind to like energies. So positive thoughts bind to positive thoughts and positive things happening. Negative thoughts bind to negative thoughts and negative things happening, right? So energetically, this those negative thought forms are draining down and creating um these soul I can't really pronounce what I'm the word I'm reaching for. It's like little potholes in
Mhm.
these nerves I'm seeing, much like what's going on in the ribs. It's now
Mhm.
being replicated there. Also, I was picking up on digestion the other day. I didn't really dive deep into it, but
Mhm.
I did mention it. I have it written here. So Drea, I think we're probably tapping into possibly possibly the codes, maybe some of those
Mhm.
codes are in the womb space, possibly that need to be dealt with today. The other thing too is there's something going on in the cells. I think the trauma is cellular. It's just another confirmation of that we really are, I'm not excusing you from this, but we really are looking at something beyond you, you know,
Okay. Yeah.
beyond you. This started long before.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm ready to go ahead and scan and get
All
this
right.
attachment removed. So what we're gonna have you do is I'm gonna have Drea just lead you, and I'm sorry because my voice is kind of
It's
very
okay.
scratchy. I'll have you lead her,
Okay.
please, if you
Yeah.
wouldn't mind.
All right, love. Let me just, you looks like you're already in a comfortable position.
Yeah.
I just need you to relax right now. And as we do the scan, I just need you just to breathe in and out. Start with deep breaths. Breathe out slowly and take another deep breath. Breathe out slowly. Take another deep breath and breathe out slowly. And now I just want you just to take just your normal breaths, just in and out, and just relax at this point. All right, as we do the scan. All right, we're always going to start from the crown. So we're starting first with the crown, the top of your head, and we're working our way all the way down to your root. Okay.
And I'm just gonna blurt out here what I'm feel as we go down. There's like a heavy hot spot right here on the left side of the head, right? And also the right foot is going numb. So the attachment could possibly be using the foot to like ground themselves into her energy field.
Mm.
There could be some connection going on. In the left brain as well. You're not breathing properly as well. You don't breathe properly.
Me, I don't. I
No.
can't relax. I'm
Yeah.
trying.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
The breathing, the paced breathing and the practicing of breathing, I can't settle down. It's definitely something I want to be good at, but I am intentionally thinking about my breathing.
Okay. All right. We'll address that. I'm just blurting out things that I see
Yeah,
here
but you're correct.
as we go along. Okay. And just relax. Take a deep breath in. Mhm. We're just writing some things down here as we go along. And just keep breathing right from the diaphragm. And just expanding that stomach a little bit, holding it on a 4 count. And releasing it slowly and completely. Mm-hmm. The heart is impacted too. Right side of the heart, palpitations. There's something else going on here. I'll save that to the till we finish the scan because it's a little far out there. But yeah, save that to the end. Mhm. We're just looking for the entity. Just looking for the entity. Just looking for the points. Sometimes they move from day to day. They will reposition themselves. So and let me know when you finish, Drea.
Okay. Mm.
And just keep taking those deep breaths in, Alexa, if you could, please. My stomach is uneasy right now, so I don't know if that's part of it.
Okay. I'm done.
Okay, all right. And what are your findings?
Um, starting from the crown, just working, because I just kind of like scanned certain chakras, but I actually went from the crown all the way down. And just did it like a rescan. And I seen, and towards the end, I was looking for the attachment if there was any. But I noticed that with the throat, maybe Tahir, that's why you're having issues with your throat. I'm just I see that she's within the throat, clairaudient, I'm hearing, has been shut down, has a hard time being heard. So I feel like right here, it's just been hard for you to, and even when you do express yourself, you're still not being heard. It's almost like you have a muzzle on your mouth and still people can't really um hear you. And you struggle with that throat chakra. I don't know if that
You're
resonates
so
with you at all.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And
It's
it's
more,
causing like trauma. Yeah.
yeah, it's more of feeling misunderstood.
Misunderstood.
So
Mm.
I suppress my voice because I know whenever I say something, it's just misunderstood.
Which is causing the drama and the pain, because that pains you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That hurts you a lot.
Oh yeah.
You're carrying right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went down and I know it's within your solar. I always see solar as, of course, like yellow, right? But I just seemed it dim, like a pale yellow. And I just feel like over time, your light has been dimmed. And I feel like the reason why your light has been dimmed is because, your partner has provided for such a long time. And through him, you found your identity through him, right? Everything was through him. So I just feel like you lost your own identity. And now, right now, it's just like maybe in the gut, you're feeling very just uneasy and it's uncomfortable. And yes, anything that is new, right? Any change that's new makes us uncomfortable. But this is the time to reclaim yourself in your own identity and bring your own power back, because you need that empowerment within self. You're a beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? Like you have so much more within you, but I feel like everything, just not the throat chakra, but everything within you has been suppressed. You know what I'm saying? There's so much more to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I don't want you to use those same projections of what other people put upon you, right? Making you feel unworthy, unseen, unheard, misunderstood. And that doesn't have to be your template. That doesn't mean that you have to continue your life in that way because of something that happened that hurt you so much that you obviously didn't want, essentially. But it's for your growth. It's for your evolution. You're evolving. This is the perfect time to do that. So I just this is the beginning of just getting that empowerment back within yourself. It's just from that root. That root lacked stability and identity. For so long, it's just been through him. So, and the last thing I seen when I was scanning for an attachment, I don't know why I seen like this blob, like this white blob creature with one eye. And I don't know. Like I was just like, what is that? What?
Look.
Yes, that's what I seen. I was just like, what is this?
Oh my
And
goodness.
it's moving. It's like moving. Like I'm just like, it just creeped me. It's like, ugh.
There's the magic.
Where did you spot it at? Was it the stomach?
No, it was coming from her left side, kind of down.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that is everything for
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for there's the telekinetic, activated. So yeah, it's an eye, right? And it's weird. You need more water. It's so
Yeah.
weird. I
Going back to
feel that,
nourishment. Yeah.
and I think, yeah, you spoke about the nourishment, right? And I think you said water earlier, but
Oh yeah.
honestly, I feel that once you start to get more water, aka more oxygen, to your head, and you start to really filter those thoughts. Remember, we spoke about you venting out through,
Yes.
through writing. That really helps to push out a lot of things that you're holding on to. I feel that that's automatically going to help ease this up. It's just you're breathing, you're not breathing right, you're not drinking right. And you got to think about it. It's like what we eat, right? What we drink, the thoughts we think, the people we surround ourselves, all of those things create, your spiritual health. And so the water, right? And so, in a nutshell, the entity, right? As we were scanning, left side here, LinkedIn here, LinkedIn. I'm something going on with your job.
Mm.
There's there's something in that job. There's someone
Mhm.
at that job. There's someone at that job that is either doing something or reinforcing or thinking negative thoughts of you, or possibly maybe you are doing something, but there's something keeping this you in this energy at your job. And it because it came up the last time, the medical sign,
Yeah.
there's something going
Mhm.
on there. And I don't know, and I know you're happy there, but I'm not sure if everyone is happy with you.
Hmm.
And I don't know, I don't know. I just have to,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just saw
yeah.
it. I just saw it. So she's in the nursing field, and
Okay.
it came up the last session that
Mm-hmm.
I was channeling the medical sign, right? So that medical sign is really like an esoteric sign. When we really look back, that I'll probably bring it up, but it's really esoteric. So we're not looking at anything surface here. Me and Dre are looking into templates. And so I think what I may be spotting at the job could just be the
Mhm.
template of medical, because I was hearing surgery as well. Could
Mm-hmm.
just be something that is being brought up
Mm-hmm.
that may not have anything to do with you. We're gonna hold that in the back pocket. But the
Okay.
entity, right? The
Yeah.
entity, left brain reinforced here, throat, and thank you, Drea, that came up the last session. And I'm getting the lower right side of the stomach, or even like the sacral. I'm seeing almost eggs, almost like the entity has hatched eggs. And I want you to be scared, because that's not what happened, but this is how spirit shows it to me so that I can explain to you. So those same sort of polyps that happened right here on the ribs, it feels like I'm seeing it here, replicated here on the right side of the and I'm hearing root canal. I'm not sure if you had a root canal, but
I did.
um you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there. It's like little spots, right? Of a
Mm-hmm.
spiritual infection, right? And then it's happening too in the lower right part of the and I want to say hip. Um so a lot of the times the entities will reinforce themselves from the brain through the hip,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then it's grounding itself through your right foot, right? And if you think about it, going from left to right, and I'm was picking up earlier on this conflict between a template that I'm looking at that has a father wound. I see the feminine in there, but the father's missing. So the code is not able to be expressed all the way. And whatever this attachment is, understands how you are coded and what you are lacking. And so it's trying to fill that void of the masculine, how it's reinforced on the right hip and right leg, and it's creating a false sense of security.
Mm-hmm.
But when we remove that, and
Yeah.
yeah, I know it's kind of a lot of how I'm trying to explain it, but it's trying to replicate that template
Mm-hmm.
of the missing masculine. It's trying to seed itself in there so that you feel that everything is all good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, right?
Right,
So
right.
yeah. So yeah,
Mhm.
so we're gonna start removing, if you don't have anything other else to add, Drea, we can start
No, not
removing.
at this time.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. And there's something going on at the job. There, that could just be something that I need to dig into. It might not be for you.
Well, there's, I mean, if I comment on it from like what I know of the job, I just recently, my job offered me a promotion. And, I went through the process, the interview process with the CNO, the chief nursing officer, and my manager, and my peer interviews, and everything went well, and they offered it to me, and I didn't take it.
Mm.
Mhm.
I declined it because financially, because it wasn't for the burden it would have brought, for the headache that
Hmm.
it would have brought, for the more stress that it would have brought. There wasn't much financial gain there. that would have made it anywhere worth it. I would have actually taken a pay cut moving from where I am now to from second shift to first shift to do this position. I would lose my shift differential. So it was financial. Nobody expressed unhappiness with me, but that's not to say that there wasn't.
Mhm.
Maybe my coworkers were a little unhappy because, when someone else's success is someone else's loss. So, I mean, but I didn't end
Yeah.
up taking it. So I hope nobody has
Yeah.
any hard feelings or anything like that. But
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Or it also, when we think about evil eye,
yeah,
because we're channeling I, maybe someone is just not happy that the fact that you were offered the opportunity
that
as
could be
well.
true. That could
Yeah.
be true. And
It's
at
more
work,
so.
yeah. And what's
Yeah.
ironic is at work, I don't show these negative feelings. I'm a very bubbly, positive, helpful team worker, and they would never know in a million years what I
Yeah.
actually go through. But
Yeah.
so I would hope that nobody would, misinterpret me or who knows. So people are people.
Yeah, no worries. But we'll go ahead and start to get this removed. One
Yeah.
thing I want to say is that I am channeling peas for you. You need more vitamins. Whatever vitamins are found in peas, those are what you need. So I just looked it up. Vitamin C, vitamin A, essential for eye and
Uh-huh.
vision health.
Uh-huh.
So we're just talking about vitamin K, crucial for blood clotting and bone health.
Oh
That
yeah.
makes sense. Um, so start eating more peas. Or supplement with the vitamins that will help too, and that's going to help balance out some of these emotions too. Just a lot of the stuff going on with you is like little simple things, the
Mm-hmm.
breath work, daily spiritual practice, a little bit of meditation, a little bit of um yeah, a little bit of venting, a little bit of vitamin supplements. Those things will serve you well.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go ahead and start this attachment removal. And all I need you to do in this moment is when you breathe, this is how you're going to release. So sometimes we may call for an open
Uh-huh.
mouth breath. And
Uh-huh.
that literally energetically pushes out darkness, right?
Okay.
Just the breath. That's why breathing is so important.
I
So
know.
important.
So an open mouth breath, just so I
Yeah.
understand. Is it just like a big exhale?
A big exhale,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
we'll call for it, open mouth
Yeah.
release, and that will be right.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to go into a little bit of light language, but we're going to start the process. All you need to do is just go ahead and close your eyes and take in a huge deep breath right from the diaphragm. Always move the energy up towards the crown, hold it there, and release that breath slowly and completely, starting with the left side. A lot of left side activity going on here on the left brain. So just relax and breathe. And as Dre is removing, I'm removing too, but I'm going to start some light language to help loosen up this sucker here. Mirandere shandira la ramboalieta, hambarata lere campane shandira la rambuana, cumbarada la muata, hamburota, hambarete nirata, hamborata lida neata, humbaraleta, hambarete canane shane, hambarete, hinane la ramani carane, hambarete, hinada buona randa. Hamburona cananista. Mira shani reali rete canamareta la rambo. Hambure la ramore shaneri nire tamboneta. Hamburota li shanerete kiramburota. Deep breath in and an open mouth release. Nirandere canderecha. Mandere la nireta ta hamburuto. Himara shamberete nirete kiraneta. Narata, kina shanere anere atatana. It's attached to the nerve pain. I can literally feel an energy of the nerve pain being released. Deep breath in and exhale. Munanere atariri shanera ane kanana. Hamburota, hanirita, lere anereta, nirande, shambo, lere te aniriki, hinedeta, hamburata. Mirandereta kiranda, hanirete, hinata, hanireti, hamburutu, kinasha, barerete, one, honerete, kanedisha, mirata, hanereta, nanereta, burata, barata kara, ni bona, hinada, kanaresha, nireta, ba nirete, kanata. Niranta, deep breath in and open mouth release here. Niranta. Manantete, hinata, hanete, kimoana. Hinata, haranta, hirata. Kirashamburete. Minane, hane. Kimonete, tamburete. Let me know when the crown is clear on your end, Drea.
Okay.
Yeah. Hmm. And believe it or not, you have Wells is your totem spirit animal. They're actually here present, helping with this removal today. They showed up about 20 minutes ago. Just wanted to let you know that if you ever wanted to know what your totem animal is, spirit animal. So well. An elephant. Correction, I apologize. It's that sea, I think it's a sea lion or something that has that long spout that looks like an elephant. Whatever that is, that's what I'm seeing. Okay. And they're actually here right now doing some work. So I'm going to allow them, just the presence of them, to kind of do their work and just hold space here. Nirandirishan niranishan buonana karane. Kimwanireta lirieta lirika. Mirandirishan nirita. Bandera kanaran buona. Hina manburutu. Kishanire elia buona. Narande ande angaram batanete. Nirashan nireta liriambo. Handireta nirishikambu and hinanana kanaramona. Hamburutiri shanireta karane. Kirana shambuna kamburete. Deep breath in and open mouth release. And I think my crown is okay. How's it feeling on your end?
It's good on my end. I'm just clearing some stuff, the last part.
Thank you. Okay, perfect. I'm down in the heart now, moving down there. And just take a deep breath in. Allow that chest to rise. Alexa, if you could please hold it there at 4, 3, 2, 1, and release that deeply and slowly. Slowly and deeply. Mirandiri shumbuana karaniri tandirita lambuata. Lamburoto karaniri shandiri alambu. Minanere shandireta lea tambu. Handire taniri shumbararete. Last time I was working on the right heart ventricle. Today it's the left heart ventricle, because sometimes they do shift and move. I'm going to do a little bit, we will do a little bit of meridian removal. So your meridians are basically like energetic highways. So they allow the energy to flow throughout your entire vessel so that you don't get these blockages. That's your heart left ventricle or meridian has those little polyps in it too, which is stopping the flow of the energy, right? And so we're just going to make a clear passageway. And so I want you to just, when you take a deep breath in, I want you to connect just to like the socket where your left arm connects to the rest of your body. I'm going to create an energetic connection right there, kind of like in the armpit area that it may feel. I'm going to create an energetic connection right there. And I think that I have that pretty good. And just take a deep breath in and hold that breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm releasing this energy down that left arm. And you're going to exhale right on out the fingertips and release. And another deep breath in, another energetic connection right there, almost like where the armpit area is. And releasing now with every breath and exhale. Clearing, exhale, clearing. Another deep breath in. It's already lighter and release. 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 Another deep breath in. And release. Open mouth. And release. Okay. Very good. Mhm.
Last part I'm doing is just at the solar. I just want that dim pastel light color and within that solar to kind of brighten up. So we'll be right
Okay.
here.
All right. Perfect. All right. Heart is expanding beautifully. There's some hooks that this entity has. Some hooks. I'm removing those hooks. They're not like in the heart. They're like on the each side of the heart. So just removing those. And they're actually coming off. I can tell already that first session was amazing. It already loosened it up. So just keep breathing and releasing every breath and hold and exhale, open mouth, release. Deep breath in and release. Deep breath in and release. Wow. These hooks, I can feel it in the head. And I think that's why you got that root canal too. Those hooks are like all the way up, like from around the heart all the way up to the brain. And they are releasing and dissolving right now in this moment. Nirandire shamburuto. Kinanire lanamburata. Kamburete shimbuanire alete. Kimbora nereta shamburuto. Ninandireta karambamburuto. Minane hambura lerete. Handire shande. Bamburota lerere niri kandire tina namanire data. Hamburu dodu ikiani hishamburuto. Kambareta hinare shandire murante. Your feminine now is ready to come back in. My eyes, I'm hearing the tear ducts here are being activated again. You need a good cry. You need a good cry, a very good cry. And so I think you've been crying, but feel free to just release through tears a bit more. And that's being activated, which is great. That's a good sign that your spiritual nourishment's coming back in. Water, which is source consciousness, is coming back in. Very good. You're doing great. Keep breathing and releasing. And the last thing I want to do is in the sacral, just making sure those little polyps that I saw have been dissolved and clear. And that right foot. Focus in on your right foot, Alexa. Okay. And just keep taking in some deep breaths in, almost right from the floor. I know, like a big deep breath in and a huge release out with the intentions to push out any negative lower level thought forms right on out through the soles of the feet. And what we're doing is we're removing and returning those energies back into the earth to recycle it and release, 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 release. Nirandere shandere kambonda. Handereta. Kinandira lerete. Kinanderete kinirata. Bunararete shamburutu. Kinaneta lirande hamburutu. Nishambona na karambona. Minandereta nire shamburu. Kindarandirita hamburona. Nira shamburutu. Kinarambona rarararanda. Hamburutu. Kina. Niranderati. Niranderalerandi. Niranderamune. Mirande, Grande, Shamburu, Kimata, Shinanta, There's been a release right now. That father wound is releasing, believe it or not. As this entity is releasing, the father wound is releasing, it's being healed. I see that dissolving, and just you're doing great. Keep breathing and releasing. Keep bringing in that feminine surge of consciousness that's wanting to come in. It's okay to feel, but when we feel, the exhale is how we release. The exhale is how we release. And that's why you have to breathe properly. You're feeling, but you're not releasing. That's a full cycle. The breath in, feel it, take it in. The breath out, release it out. And when you release it out, you're releasing these dark energy little spots. You know that when we breathe, we exhale, we release a lump of coal. That's the energy. So when you have to breathe correctly, and it becomes a full cycle, and that's how you heal. And one thing about the entities is that they feed off of the skin that we do not shed. We are to be in a constant state of renewing ourselves, shedding our old skin, the lower parts of ourselves, going through the process of a breakup and shedding that old skin, the old ways, the old relationship, the old trauma. And then we are renewed, and the entities will actually, they feast on they feast on things that are dead, right? And so it's important for you to shed the dead weight, the dead skin, so that they don't feast on you, right? And that's what I see happening in this moment. Just a few more things to do. So just take a deep breath in and cleansing out this template and allowing this father wound to be released and dissolved. The more true femininity, balanced femininity that you bring in, the more sacred, the more that you actually respect yourself. You can release what people said about you, or even the things that you may feel about yourself, and replace that with grace and patience to learn and to grow, and create the union within yourself first. You have a masculine part of yourself that is just waiting to be in divine union with the feminine. That's the first marriage always. And that's what's going to help this template. Feel that there's been a lot of unions in your lineage that you were not, your ancestors way back when were not in divine union with themselves first. I don't know if they've had, I'm picking up on an ancestor that got married at the age of 15. I feel like this is where it started from. And I don't know if you can see anything to this extent. Drea, this is just kind of popping up for me right now, but it feels
Mm-hmm.
that the trauma from that relationship, I don't think it was all the way consensual.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. And just keep breathing and releasing. See if there's anything else.
I'm also hearing to embrace the dark feminine, since you mentioned that and you were able to see that site here within her, that ancestral wound, essentially, that little girl, that 15-year-old. I was seeing, and it kind of correlates to what she said earlier, that he provided, but it's more than just providing. He wasn't bringing any fulfillment spiritually, mentally for her, emotionally. So it really kind of goes back to that time where it was all about providing, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
taking
Yep.
what's yours, right?
Yeah.
So embrace that dark feminine. that's going to help you with your empowerment to get your power back.
Mm, yeah. And that's what it is, Drea. This ancestor got married simply so that she could survive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and she was more of a worker. So it felt it feels as if I see her cooking in like these like black kind of pots and just apron, and it was totally transactional,
Yeah.
you know. I think she longed for a true union,
Connection.
um, connection. Yeah. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And we just released that, and your healing today, this was her healing, Alexa. And not to say that did not affect you, but you're really helping. You're helping an ancestor from way back when, many, many generations, um, let go of this soul scarring. And it's helping to update those codes here today. And my hope for you, I feel clear on my end. My hope for you is that you work on the union within self first. So there's some work to do within self. And when you fall in love with self, and you will know when it happens, because you will feel the masculine part of yourself provide real protection, safety for the feminine within yourself. You will feel it. It will be a shift. And then that is when you're truly ready for the external union, because now you know what it feels like. And remember, how you feel is what creates energy signatures. Those energy signatures go into the subconscious mind, and enough of those create a template, and the template becomes the code that we follow, which creates our life script, and even the code that are the ones who come after us, our children, will follow. So this work is so important, of what you've done here today, what we've been able to accomplish in this moment of reflection today. So how
Mm-hmm.
are you feeling?
I feel good.
Yeah.
Um, I do want to mention that I don't know if it's my head because I'm just so drained or what, but as you were at my heart, my head was pulsating. It was
Mm-hmm.
very weird. And I felt it not necessarily, I want to say my eyes, but it wasn't my eyes, but it was definitely symmetrical
Mm-hmm.
as it was pulsating. Um, and my left hand is
Mm-hmm.
cold and it became a little tingly. My left
Mm-hmm.
hand, it's
Yeah.
still cold. Um, but yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
feel on my end right now.
Yeah, that's just confirmation when I was doing the heart doing the heart meridian, I was envisioning just a cold water that's just flushing everything out.
Hmm.
So yes, that's probably what that was.
Yeah. 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 It's really good. So we're going to give you some aftercare instructions. So anytime we do any sort of removal, you do want to take some sort of spiritual bath. And this is just nothing more than
Mhm.
self-care. And
Hmm.
your feminine part of you will love this. So some sort of salt bath. It can be pink Himalayan salt, Epsom salt, Dead Sea salt. You can throw some essential oils in there. Feel free to put rose petals, whatever you need. But the salts really do help these energies stay away. And honestly, once you just get a keystone habit and a really good spiritual practice, just breathing, to be honest with you, breathing and really good water is actually really going to help, because all these little tiny, I call like energy polyps pop up, but it's just because the energy is stuck because you're not breathing and venting,
Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
breathe, do the writing, that I told you about the other day. That helps you vent. Eventually, your dreams may come back and you'll be naturally venting out that way. Drinking lots of water and just working on self, not
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
going external of what happened, but working on the feminine and masculine within yourself. I think
Right.
that will help you, serve you. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you so, so much.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome. You're
Oh my
so very
goodness.
welcome. It's a lot, right?
Yeah, it is a
You're,
lot. It is a lot. It is a lot, but I feel capable.
you are.
I do. I feel capable of starting to move forward. But I think first I need to be present here.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I've been so consumed by the past and what I lost
Yeah.
and that and the hope. And I gotta let it
Yeah.
go and be here.
I love that.
Yes.
Because the past, right? The past is how we stay on this karmic loop. The
Mm-hmm.
past, you're not just thinking the past. Remember, how you feel creates that energy stamp. And so you keep reliving. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the difference. You're not just thinking about the past. When you relive it, you feel the emotions too. And that is why it
And
becomes,
that's where the guilt and the
yeah,
blame and all of that comes into play because I'm reliving and thinking and
yeah,
living and thinking of everything I could have done wrong or what I consider wrong. You're exactly
yeah.
right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just gonna send a call out for anyone who does need an attachment removal, just to book your spiritual diagnosis, so can take a look at what's going on. Because in this season, I'm gonna be just doing the DNA work, clearing from the template, right? And that's what we were able to, Drea and myself were able to accomplish for Alexa today. So please do always email instructions number 4 humanity at gmail.com, right? Yeah, so this was very beautiful, and I'm